Hello everyone. In this video we'll explain about rope drives and also we'll solve problems under rope drives. It comes under module 2 according to VTU syllabus, chapter flexible machine elements. Before solving problems under rope drives, let me tell you what exactly is a rope drive and what are the different applications of rope drives. When power is to be transmitted over long distances, usually rope drives are preferred. If the center distance between driver shaft and driven shaft is small, we'll go for gears. If the center distance between driver shaft and driven shaft is intermediate, we'll choose belt drive. And if the center distance is more, we'll prefer rope drives usually. Let me tell you what happens if the center distance is more and if you go for gear drives. If the center distance is more, in order to fill the gap between driver shaft and driven shaft, you will require more number of gears. Because of that, system will become heavier. For the same reason, when the center distance is more, you will go for either belt drive or rope drives. The main applications of these rope drives are, it is used in elevators, cranes, aerial conveyors, oil well drilling, etc. Here in figure you can see two different types of rope drives. Here first figure it shows a non-metallic or fiber ropes, and second type it shows a metallic ropes. So two types are, one is fiber ropes and second one is metallic ropes. Fiber ropes are made up of different materials like manila, hemp, cotton, jute, nylon, etc. Here first three figures, figure number A, B, C, it represents a fiber ropes, whereas metallic ropes are made up of different materials like steel, copper, bronze, etc. Here figure number 4, it indicates one metallic rope. So in this slide you can see different applications of rope drives. It is used to lift the load, it is used in cranes, it is used in aerial conveyors and oil well drilling, etc. Moving on to next topic, hoisting tackle or block and tackle mechanism. The main application of this block and tackle mechanism is, for example, you have to lift a large amount of load, and if you use one single pulley to lift the load, then you will have to apply a large amount of effort or large amount of force to lift the load. So in order to simplify the thing, for example, to lift a large amount of load with the help of minimum effort, we can make use of this block and tackle mechanism. This block and tackle mechanism, it consists of one upper block and one lower block. This lower block, that is also known as tackle. Number of pulleys are connected to this upper block, and these pulleys are fixed pulleys. You cannot move this pulley. Whereas pulleys connected to this lower blocks or tackle, these are the movable pulleys. And these pulleys are connected with the help of one rope as shown in figure. And load is connected to tackle, and we are applying effort or we are applying force to lift the load at one end of the rope. Because of this arrangement, the effort required to lift the load will be minimum. We can calculate effort required to lift the load using equation P is equal to C to the power n into C minus 1 divided by C to the power n minus 1 into Q. This is equation number 14.18b in your data and book. Here C is pulley coefficient. Pulley coefficient means, in this diagram, let me tell, here tension T1 is acting, and at this part of the rope tension T2 is acting. Then the ratio of T1 divided by T2, that is known as pulley tension. We can also calculate effort for lowering the load using equation number 14.18c and efficiency of this system using equation number 14.18d. Next, let me tell you how exactly we are naming different rope drives. This diagram, if you consider, in this rope drive, there are number of strands here, and in each strand, if you consider, it is made up of number of small wires. Usually, we are naming this rope drives like 6 into 7, 6 into 19, 6 into 37, etc. Here 6 into 7 means 6 indicates number of strands in a rope drives, and 7 indicates number of small wires in each strand. So this wire, if you consider, count the number of strands. This is first strand, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth. There are 6 number of strands, and number of wires in each strand, if you count, There are 19 wires in each strand. So this is a 6 into 19 type. Similarly, there can be 6 into 7, 6 into 37, etc. Moving on to design procedure for wire drop. In step number 1, we'll calculate what is the total amount of load to be lifted. Usually, in rope drive, at one end of the rope, to place the load, we will keep one or we will fix one bucket. Bucket is also known as skip. So, if this bucket weight or skip weight is given in question, while calculating total amount of load to be lifted, you have to add load to be lifted plus weight of the bucket. This weight of the bucket you have to consider only when it is given in the question. In step number 2, we'll calculate total weight of the rope using equation weight per meter length into length of the rope. Here weight per meter length, that depends on type of rope that we are using, and you can get it from table number 14.32. And length of the rope, that will be given in the question. Here length of the rope will be equal to depth of the mine or the distance through which you have to lift the load. In step number 3, we'll calculate inertial load due to acceleration Wi, that is given by equation mass into acceleration. Here mass is nothing but total load in first step plus weight of the rope. But since I need mass here, you have to divide by acceleration due to gravity g into acceleration. Acceleration you can calculate using equation either v is equal to u plus at or s is equal to ut plus half at square. Moving on to step number 4, we will calculate bending load here using equation number 14.20b. In this equation, capital letter K is a constant. Its value is 82.8 into 10 to the power 3 mega Newton per meter square. This value is given in page number 298, exactly below equation number 14.20c. Capital letter A is area of rope in mm square. dW is diameter of wire in rope, and capital letter D is diameter of sheave or pulley. These three values you can get it from same table number 14.32. In step number 5, we'll calculate starting load using equation 2 times W plus WR. Sixth step, we'll calculate F max, maximum load. To find out maximum load, we have to add all load values in step number 1 plus step number 2 plus step number 3 plus step number 4, that is W plus WR plus WI plus FB. And the last step, so here our aim is to determine the diameter of rope, that can be determined using equation number 14.20c in data and book. Equation is Fu by Fs should be greater than F max. In this equation, Fu is ultimate load. It varies from type to type. For example, if you are using 6 into 19 type, that will be having one Fu value. If you are using 6 into 7, that will be having some other Fu value. Fs value you can get it from data and book. If it is not given in question, you can refer data and book for Fs value. F max you will get it from step number 6. There are certain things to remember before you solve problems. First one, if type of rope is not mentioned in the question, the most commonly used type of rope is 6 into 19. So you can assume 6 into 19 type of rope if it is not mentioned in the question. And I told you Fu value, that depends on type of rope that we are using. For 6 into 19 type, Fu value is 500.8 d square. For 8 into 19, it is 431.3 d square Newton. And for 6 into 37, Fu value is 473.1 d square Newton. These values are not available in Mahadevan data and book, so you have to remember these values. And to calculate velocity, you can use equation either v is equal to u plus at or v square is equal to u square plus 2as. If you are using, if the final velocity and also time is given in the question, we will use first equation to calculate velocity. But if time is not given, instead final velocity and distance traveled is given in the question, we'll use third equation to calculate acceleration. Last thing, we'll tell you what is the difference between small letter d and d prefix w. I told you each rope will be made up of number of wires. So here diameter of small wire is dw and diameter of entire rope is small letter d. So obviously D should be greater than dW. Moving on to first problem. Select a wire rope to lift a load of 10 kN through a height of 600 meter from a mine. Weight of bucket is 2.5 kN. Load should attain a maximum speed of 50 meter per minute in 2 seconds. Note down given values first. Go through first sentence. Load to be lifted is given 10 kN. Identify whether bucket weight is given in the question. In second sentence you can see bucket weight is 2.5 kN. So while calculating total weight to be lifted, you have to add 10 kN and this 2.5 kN bucket weight. Here height of mine is given 600 meter. So height of mine will be equal to length of the rope. And in last sentence, load should attain maximum speed of 50 meter per minute. That means final velocity is given and also time is given. But velocity is given in 50 meter per minute. So you have to convert that into meter per second. And since type of rope is not given in the question, assume 6 into 19. And from table number 14.32, you can note down weight per meter length. You can note down dW value. Area you can note down. And also sheave diameter you can note down. There are two sheave diameter. You can consider average value 45D. And I need factor of safety FS value. FS value you can get it from table number 14.33 depending on height. Height is 600. For a height of 600, FS value is 7. And for 6 into 19 type, FU value is 500.8 D square. This number you have to remember. So first step, calculate total weight to be lifted. So load to be lifted plus bucket weight. 10 plus 2.5, you will get 12.5 kilonewton. Then weight of rope. Weight of rope you can calculate using weight per meter length into length of the rope. Length of the rope is 600. Weight per meter length from data and book. So after simplification you will get 21.78 D square Newton. Step number 3. Inertial load due to acceleration. Equation is M into A, where M value is W from first step plus W from second step divided by acceleration due to gravity G into A. To find out acceleration, identify whether equation number 1 is to be used or 3 is to be used. When final velocity and time is given, use equation V is equal to U plus AT. Here initial velocity, since initially mass is at rest, you can assume initial velocity U as 0. V is final velocity. Convert that from meter per minute into meter per second. Divide by 60 by dividing by 60. T is time is given 2 seconds. So calculate acceleration. You will get acceleration as 0.417 meter per second square. Then substitute this value in inertia Wi equation. You will get inertial load due to acceleration as 531.345 plus 0.9258 D square. Next, step number 4. In step number 4, we'll calculate bending load using equation number 14.20b. K is a constant from data and book, 82.8 into 10 raised to 3. A value from table number 14.32. dWd. These two values from same table. After simplification, you will get FB value as 44.01 D square. Then find out starting load 2 times W plus WR. Step number 6, find out maximum load. You have to add load values from step number 1, 2, 3 and 4. After simplification, you will get F max as 13,031.34 plus 66.71 D square. And the last step, in last step we have to find out diameter. Equation to be used is Fu by Fs should be greater than F max. Here Fu value you have to remember I told, that is 500.8 D square. Fs value from data and book it is 7 and F max from step number 6. And after simplification you will get diameter value as diameter should be greater than 51.96. To standardize this diameter, refer table number 14.25 in page number 329. From this table you can get standard diameter as 54 mm. To standardize the diameter, refer page number 329. Select 6 into 19 type. in second column you have to select a value which is greater than 51.96. So the value which is next to 51.96 is 54. So 54 mm is the standard diameter of the rope. Moving on to second problem. A 20 mm 8 into 19 steel rope wire is used with a hoisting drum of 1 meter diameter to lift a load of 20 kilonewton. The depth of mine is 800 meter and the acceleration is 3 meter per second square. Determine number of ropes required using factor of safety 5. Neglect weight of skip. So the given values are: small letter d is given 20 mm. Here first sentence, small letter d is given 20 mm. Type of rope is given 8 into 19 type, and hoisting drum diameter, it is nothing but pulley diameter or sheave diameter is given 1 meter. Load to be lifted is given 20 kilonewton. Depth of the main is 800 meter. It's nothing but length of the rope. Acceleration value A is given, and also factor of safety is given. So refer table number 14.32. For 8 into 19 type, note down what is weight per meter length and also diameter of wire dw, area, and but sheave diameter is given in question. In these values, small letter d, which is diameter of wire, that is given in the question 20 mm. So in these equations substitute small letter d as 20, then you will get weight per meter length as 13.56 Newton per meter, wire diameter dw as 1 mm, and area you will get 152.152 mm square. Step number 1, calculate total load. Here bucket weight is not given in question, so you can neglect that. So total weight to be lifted is 20 into 10 raised to 3 Newton. Then calculate what is weight of rope. Weight of rope is given by equation weight per meter length into length of the rope into number of rope. So this question, if you consider, in this question we have to calculate number of ropes required to lift the load. That means to lift the load we are using more than one rope, and we have to find out what is the number of ropes required to lift the load. Since we are using more than one single rope to lift the load, in step number 2 we have to multiply weight per meter length into length of the rope. You have to multiply this value by number of rope. This number of rope we have to consider only when we are using more than one single rope to lift the load. Let me consider this number of rope as I. Weight per meter length is 13.56. Length of the rope is 800, which is nothing but depth of the mine, and I is unknown. You will get answer as 10,848 I. Step number 3, calculate inertial load due to acceleration. Here W, R, G, acceleration, all the values are known. Substitute, you will get answer as 6116.21 plus 3317.4 into I. Then find out bending load. So remember, whenever you have to calculate number of ropes required, you have to multiply I value in step number 2 and also in bending load. So this bending load equation will become I into Ka dw by d. In this equation all the values except I are known. Substitute these values, you will get FB as 12,585.6 into I. Then calculate maximum load. You have to add all load values from step number 1, 2, 3 and 4. Again you will be having one answer in terms of I. So final step, Fu by Fs should be greater than Fmax, but since we are using more than one single rope, you have to consider I also. Fu value you have to remember, it is 431.3 d square. Substitute these values, you will get I value as 4. One last problem. A 25 mm 6 into 37 steel rope is used in a mine of 80 meter deep. Velocity of skip is 2 meter per second. Time required to accelerate the skip to required velocity is 10 seconds. Diameter of drum is 1.25 meter. Determine the safe load that the skip can handle by assuming factor of safety 8. So in this question we have to calculate safe load that can be lifted. That means W value you have to find out, and other given details are here 25 mm steel rope. That means diameter of rope small letter d is 25. Given type is 6 into 37. Depth is given 80 meter, that is equal to length of the rope. Velocity is given, time is given. Therefore, you have to use equation V is equal to U plus 80. Diameter of drum or sheave or pulley is given 1.25 meter. Factor of safety is also given, it's 8. For 6 into 37 type, refer table, note down weight per meter length, note down dW value, area of cross section, and also average sheave diameter. We have to find out what is the total weight or total load that can be lifted using this system. In step number 1, W is unknown. This W value you have to find out. In step number 2, we know weight per meter length, we know depth. Substitute, you will get WR as 1714.4 Newton. Step number 3, calculate WI. I said you have to use equation V is equal to U plus 80 since final velocity and time is given. Calculate area and substitute. Simplify this. You will get WI as 0.02 W plus 34.95. Step number 4, calculate FB. All the values are known here. Step number 5, calculate maximum load or maximum force. You have to add load values from step number 1, 2, 3 and 4. In this equation, W values are unknown. W values are unknown here. So you will get answer as 19,447.8 plus 1.02 W. Last step, calculate W value using FU by Fs should be greater than Fmax equation. Here FU value, you have to remember that you will get FU value this much. Fs value is given in question. This Fmax from step number 5. After simplifying, you will get W value as 17.16 kilonewton. There are 3 more questions given in the end of the last slide. Hint needed to solve the question is also given, and answers are given here. You can solve this question and practice. Thank you.